In today's brief video, I want to take some time and address a question from one of our Addiction Mindset community members regarding quitting weed. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dr. Frank. I once struggled with nicotine, THC, energy drink, and adult media content addiction, things that our company, Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, helps people quit. Here's the question. Need some help with my situation. Could you do a video about enforcing your mind after saying you will quit so many times, then relapsing anyways? Waking up, not feeling yourself like the world isn't the same, then smoking to go back to normal feeling. This usually makes me feel guilty after doing it. I've probably said I'm going to quit 100 times and need someone's advice on this. Thanks. Well, I'm making an entire video for you because I've been there before. The first thing that I would challenge you to think about, Baz, would be that you don't actually know what normal feels like. When we're stuck in active addiction, especially THC addiction, normal is being under the influence of a drug. So to say that you want to go back to feeling normal, I don't really think is a fair statement on your part, because you've never even given yourself the opportunity to feel normal. You've given yourself the opportunity to feel addicted. You've given yourself the opportunity to feel THC withdrawal symptoms. You've never given yourself to see what your life is like as normal without a substance. I would also challenge on you this to reframe your mindset. You're quitting for a reason, and one of those reasons is presumably, you don't like the way you feel anymore. You don't like the situation you're in anymore. You don't like the life circumstances that addiction has created for you anymore. So why would you want to go back to feeling that reality? Why would you want to go back to that normal? Remember, you're quitting for a reason. And the reason why you're quitting is because you don't want to have this feeling that you have while you're addicted. I personally, if I were you, would be much more interested in seeing what's on the other side of the coin when it comes to addiction. Now, as far as getting the mindset to see this through, I think when it comes to addiction, you have to make a decision, and you have to be as firm as possible in your decision. I'm quitting today because, and then list out a series of reasons why. Because I owe it to myself to see what normal actually feels like. I owe it to myself to see what's on the other side of the coin in my life when it comes to addiction. And whatever other reasons, I want better health, I want better relationships, I want better finances. The next thing would be is you know what's coming. When you quit, you've done this 100 times before, so you know what to expect. So I would ask you, have you started to plan for the first 24 hours when you quit, the first 48 hours, the first 72 hours? What are you going to do when you wake up and you feel crappy? Maybe instead of laying there and kind of getting caught up in your head and caught up in the feelings, maybe this is where you call a friend. Maybe this is where you get up and you go take a walk. Maybe this is where you have a call with our offices or a therapist. Maybe this is where you read a book. Maybe this is where you go exercise. Maybe this is where you, watch TV. You wake up, you watch TV after taking a hot or a cold shower or something like that. How can you shake up your routine to navigate these feelings? What I'm explaining is you already know what to expect. So you know what's going to happen. You know how you're going to feel when you do this quitting process again. How can you navigate that? And have you tried any of those things to shake it up a bit? Or have you been stuck in the same rut? Here I go. I'm quitting and I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I feel like crap. And I'm going to keep doing the same things I was doing in previous attempts, which I know might lead to failure. And you have to be firm in your decision. And I think being firm in your decision is one of the most beautiful gifts that we gain back in sobriety and addiction recovery. I know for me, it really beats on you and it really fatigues a person saying, I'm going to quit and then going back to it. I'm going to quit and then going back to it. It's exhausting. It is so exhausting. And when you get to a point where you're sick and tired of feeling exhausted and sick and tired, and you're firm in that decision, I'm making a change today. And when you see it through, especially when you see it through with addiction, I think that becomes a talent that you can then carry over to multiple other aspects of your life, maybe in your professional career, maybe in your relationships, right? Like, I'm going for that job promotion. I'm going for that change of career. And then boom, I'm going to see it through. Come hell or high water, I'm going to remain committed to it. I'm going to do it. You can learn that from being committed to quitting a substance, to stopping smoking weed, stopping using nicotine, stopping watching adult media content. You learn a new higher level of commitment that you can apply to almost several aspects of your life. So if you do see this through, that's something that you have to look forward to. The last thing I would tell you is dig deep and try and identify what is it that you're holding on to. Why do you keep going back? If it's to feel normal, I would tell you, you don't feel normal. You don't know what normal feels like. And the way that you feel right now is not how you want to feel in the future. That's why you're quitting. So of course, using the substance over and over again isn't going to ever help you feel normal. And it's funny because what you actually crave, what you're telling me in this comment, is feeling normal. That's what you actually crave. It's not weed. It's not the feelings that weed or nicotine or whatever it is you're quitting give you. You crave knowing what normal feels like for you in your life. And that's going to take work, and that's going to take planning, and that's going to take dedication. But I think if you apply each of those things with commitment, your 101th time quitting is going to be very, very, very different from the comment that you left me here. And the last thing, dealing with guilt, I would tell you this, that's addiction's way of sucking you back in. Addiction wants you to feel guilty. Addiction wants you to feel down on yourself, because then it says, oh, you don't feel so good. You feel guilty about this. Come on over here. I'll comfort you. I'll make you feel better. But it's impossible for the cause of the problem to be the solution. It is absolutely impossible. Let me repeat that. It's impossible for the thing that's causing your problem to also be the solution in the case of addiction. So really see it for what it is. Start to see it for what it is. I hope this helps you out, Boz. I love it when you guys leave questions in the comments and you give me an opportunity to do video responses. If you're asking yourself the question, chances are other people on this community are as well. Remember, check the video description for a free course on quitting or the pinned comment. All right, guys, follow me into the next video.